Hey guys, just sitting here writing away, writing a book about college. Check out other videos if you want to learn more about it. 4 big things that I want to talk about today. They're what I'm calling the 4 primary attributes of a purposeful college student. A purposeful college student is what I consider to be the solution to the crisis that we're facing today about young people going through college, either dropping out or they graduate, but they have what I call an empty degree. They get a degree, they get the diploma, but it doesn't work for the actual career they want to go into, where they try for a career and they decide they don't like that career, or they figure out it's not applicable to any career whatsoever and it's something they don't want to do. So, number 1 attribute for a purposeful college student. A purposeful college student explores and experiments. They are a seeker. So, going to college is a big commitment. You're going there and you have to decide what classes you're going to take. You have to decide what major you're going to do. You're probably thinking about how this is going to apply to a career. You have to figure out what kind of careers you want to do. You have to answer all these different questions. And the average student, the unpurposeful student, they're just going to roll into college. They're going to find a major that's interesting to them, and they're going to go through the classes without giving it any additional thought. When in reality, when you're spending tens of thousands of dollars and years of your time and all your energy and your mental capacity and physical capability on college, you should spend a little bit more time figuring out what it is that you want to do there. And when you're making decisions about a long-term career that could last the next 40, 50 years of your life, you should also give it a little bit more time than just like a few visits to the career center and some Googling online of what careers you want to do. There's got to be way more to it than that. So you have to explore, you have to experiment. I'll get into a little bit later, but there's several different what I call exploratory engagements of what you can do to explore and learn more about stuff. This is things like job shadowing. It's stuff like looking up job descriptions online. It's informational interviews. It's actually trying the job in different internships and volunteer activities. All these different ideas to help you explore in an engaging way to figure out whether or not you want to do that occupation or study that area or whatever. So that's number 1, a purposeful college student explores and experiments. Number 2 attribute of a purposeful college student, they chart a course. This is where you're answering questions like, what am I passionate about? What do I want to study? What careers are out there? What schools should I do as well? This is where you're kind of drawing out that plan of how you're going to approach college. Now, the controversial aspect of this is that you should have your entire college experience mapped out perfectly. And a lot of people are like, no, it should be wide open. You should figure out things while you're there. My answer is definitely a little bit of both. You should chart a course. Doesn't mean that your course is going to go perfectly according to how you charted it, how you planned it. You're going to run into bumps in the road, and you're going to run into storms. You're going to run into all these things that get in your way, and you're going to have to navigate through all these changes and all these different variables. So you chart a course, and the order in which you do that and figuring these things out is number 1, you have to identify what you're passionate about. Then you use what you're passionate about to identify what kind of career you want. After you decide on a career that you want to approach, you have to decide on a field of study. What kind of field of study is going to be applicable and springboard you into that career. And then number 4, you're going to use that field of study to inform your decision on what school you should go to. You make those decisions. That's the course that you chart for yourself. You're going to be pivoting along the way. You are going to make changes, even if you have a rock solid plan and you know you're going to want to do it. There's going to be variables that change that. Sometimes it's the form of, actually, I'm not very passionate about this thing, but I am really passionate about this other thing. And that's going to wipe everything away maybe and change things completely. Or you're like, I'm passionate about this and I like the idea of this career, but actually I want to try this slightly different career that's kind of in the same industry, a little bit different. Or like, I'm charting a course for this school, I didn't get accepted to that school or decided against that school because whatever reasons, I'm going to go to this one, but it still satisfies the requirements for field of study, career and passion, etc. So yes, there are going to be changes, there are going to be pivots, but a purposeful college student still charts that course and does the best that they can to stick to a plan. If you don't have a plan, you're not headed in any direction. And it's okay at times in college to not have a plan, because college is a great place to explore and experiment and figure out a new plan. It just gets problematic if you're in that stage for a little bit too long or a little bit too far into your college life. So more on that, especially when it comes to like gap years, gap periods, there's a lot to it. But later, so Number one attribute of a purposeful college student was explores and experiments. Number two, charts a course. Number three, they invest wisely. A lot of people, when they hear the word invest, they think money and they think college is a lot more about just getting the best ROI and getting the best job post-college. And yes, I understand that. What you're investing in college is more than money, and what you're getting out of college is more than money. So stick with me. There are three primary costs to college. There's the financial cost, there's the time cost, and there's the energy cost. Financial, self-explanatory. It's your tuition paychecks, maybe in the form of cash, maybe in the form of loans. Hopefully you can subsidize that with scholarships, grants, and any other help and resource they can get. Number two, time. That's the 4 to 6 years you're spending at college that you could be spending that time doing a lot of other things. Imagine all the people that start their career after high school instead of college. They're gonna be 4 to 6 years ahead of you by the time you graduate. That's a lot. You have to be firm that you wanna spend that time at college and not spend that time or invest that time elsewhere. The third cost is energy, and this is the toll that it takes on you, primarily mentally. All the energy that you're spending on studying and what kind of impact that could have on your mental and physical health, being away from home, being around new people, being in a new environment, spending 60 to 80 hours a week just doing schoolwork. You have to be able to make that commitment and have the capability within yourself to be able to pay that cost and make that investment. But when you approach college as an investment, not just financial, again, there's going to be a lot more benefits than just financial benefits. If you invest wisely, there's going to be risk, just like any investment. There's going to have to be a lot of wise thinking about whether or not you want to take this investment, because there are alternatives to college that you can take. But if you invest wisely, then you're going to be seeking the specific returns of college. Ask yourself right now, what is the purpose of college? What do you get from college? Most people are going to say, oh, it's going to help you advance in your career. A lot of people are also going to say, oh, it's just going to teach you a lot of things. It's going to help you become a more well-rounded individual, a better contributor to society, a better citizen. It gives you a lot of diverse experiences and how to adult better. Yes, it is all those things. How I've categorized it. The college investment can give you 5 different returns. 1, knowledge. 2, skills. 3, connections. That is huge. Spend a lot of time talking about connections. 4, opportunity. That's like get you into a master's program, get you into a better job, get you more money. And then number 5, fulfillment, which is the college experience enabling you to live a more fulfilling life. I could go on and on and on about these 5 different returns on investment that you can get from college, but that's not the purpose of this video. But that's what a purposeful college student is going to be doing. They're going to be thinking like an investor, thinking about the things that they're putting in, that they're sacrificing for the specific benefits that they're trying to get out of college, which ones are more important to them than others. And they're going to assess the risk and make sure that they're making a wise decision. So again, let's hit them all. They explore and experiment. They chart a course. They invest wisely. Number 4, they pursue a clear why. We've already discussed this a little bit in the investment portion. There's a lot of connections all throughout all of these, but you have to go to college for specific reasons. You should not go just because all your friends are going, just because your parents pressure you to, just because that's what society expects of you. You need to go because you're looking at the investment and you're like, I want to take that path because it's going to do what for me? A, B, C. What is it that college can do for me? And that's what we've already answered. Knowledge, skills, connections, opportunities, fulfillment. Which of those are more important to me than others? I shouldn't hyper focus on just one. I shouldn't try to equally focus on all of them all together. How am I going to spend my time to get the most opportunity? Say I want to go to college to maximize my opportunity in my career. Or I'm going to college because there's a lot of skills that I want to be able to get there. Interpersonal skills, technical skills, critical thinking type skills, intellectual skills, and maybe how those will specifically help me for my career or for my hobbies. Fulfillment. A lot of people are trying to figure out, what the heck am I going to do with my life? And that could be about career, could be thinking about how my passions are applying to my life and my different hobbies, etc. College is a great place to explore. It's a great place to get answers to those questions on what's fulfilling, what my passions are, how my career applies to passion, how my hobbies and spare time apply to passion, how life in general, my relationships and everything can be fulfilling. There's so much to it. And I'm just giving us all the highlights here, and I'm just realizing just how much we can talk about all this. So I'm going to be creating more videos. Keep in touch about it all. Let me know what questions you have, what thoughts you have about this, if I'm way off track or if I'm on track. Let me know. Follow for more. Thanks so much for listening.